morning, friends. So in the previous lecture we completed till the nth term of an arithmetic progression, right? We have seen in the previous lecture we have seen the definition of an arithmetic progression, the general form of an arithmetic progression, the definition of the common difference, and in the previous lecture we have seen the nth term of an arithmetic progression given by the formula an equals to a plus n minus 1 into d. Now in today's lecture we are going to start with the next topic of this chapter, that is the sum of the first n terms or the sum of the n terms of an arithmetic progression, right? So to start with this topic, first of all we will require the general form of an arithmetic progression. So the general form of an arithmetic progression, when written, the general form of an AP is given by a plus d, a plus 2d, a plus 3d up a plus n minus 1 into d, right? So this is how the general form of an arithmetic progression is given by. Now to find out the sum of first n terms of an arithmetic progression, we are going to use this general form. So simply let us add all the terms. Sum simply means the addition, right? Sum simply means addition of all terms of an AP, right? What does this sum of n terms of an AP means? That's addition of all terms of an arithmetic progression, right? So the sum of n terms, or let us simply call it as the sum of all the terms of an arithmetic progression, is given by the letter capital S, right? It is given by the letter capital S. So if this general AP, in this general AP, if the terms are added, so adding all terms of the general form of an AP, we get, what do we get? S equals to a plus d, a plus 2d plus if I write up to a plus right. I have written one more term here before the last term. That means I have written the second last term. If the last term is n minus 1, then the second last term would be n minus 2, n minus 3 and so on. And the next term after this will be a plus n minus 1 into d, a plus nd, right? So you cannot write the further term, but you are going to write it up to here. So addition of all this, that is equals to S. As we have noted that addition of all terms is given by the term capital S. So I am going to write down that summation of these all terms is equals to S. Let me write down this as the first equation, right? So this is basically your first equation here, and reversing the order of the terms. What do we get? Reversing the order of the terms of equation 1. So reversing the order, that means the first term will go to the last and the last term will come to the first, exactly inverse. So we are going to start with this as the first term, second term and so on up to this as the last term. Therefore this is again the same, because the summation is not going to change. See friends, the terms are not changing here, only the order is changing. So what can we write here is that now the reverse case is a plus n minus 1 into d plus a plus n minus 2 into d plus up to a plus 2d plus a plus d plus a, right? See, I have written here, this is the first term, this is the second term up to, this is the last third term, this is the last second term, and a, that is our last term. So the first term in equation 1 has become last term now, the second term has become second last term, and the last term has become the first term. So let me write down this as my new equation, that is equation number 2. Is it clear, friends? So that is the first and second equation that we have got. Now simply add equations 1 and 2. Adding or add equations 1 and 2, what do we get? We get here that all the terms of first equation and second equation are being added. That means first is added to first, second is added to second, third is added to third, second last is added to second last, and the last is added to the last term, right? So what happens here is s plus s, therefore 2s is equals to, here a plus, I am writing this in the bracket, a plus, right? Friends, see that here we are going to add the first to the first, that means this a is added to this, that is a plus n minus 1 into d plus this second is added to the second, that is a plus d plus a plus n minus 2 into d. Is it clear? Up to, we are going to write it down till the last second term to the last second term, that gives me a plus n minus 2 into d plus a plus d and plus the last term, that is a plus n minus 1 into d plus a, right? So we got all the terms here. The first one, a plus n minus 1d, a plus d plus n minus 2 into d, up to so on, a plus n minus 2 into d plus a plus d, and a plus n minus 1d plus a. You can see that first term and last term are exactly same. Second term and second last term will also be same. In the same way, all the terms, all these square brackets, all the underlined terms of this summation will be same in the reverse way. So reverse way, that means the first and last term is same, second and second last term is same, third and third last term is also same, and so on. So let us simplify this. So here we will get a plus a, 2a. What shall we get here is a plus a, that is 2a plus n minus 1 into d plus, again if you solve this all, see this is being solved like this. If I open the brackets, a plus d plus a plus nd minus 2d, right? Because this d here is being multiplied inside, that becomes a plus a, 2a plus d minus d, or first of all let me write down nd minus d, that is again 2a plus, taking d common will give me 2a plus n minus 1 into d, right? So again in this bracket also it will be 2a plus n minus 1 into d plus up to, this term is exactly same as this one, so the answer will be same, that is 2a plus n minus 1d, and the last term is same as the first term, that is again 2a plus n minus 1 into d, right? So friends, you can see here that when we added the first and second equation, all the brackets or all the terms in the summation or in the new equation here, that is of 2s, we got same, all the terms are same, 2a plus n minus 1d, 2a plus n minus 1d, 2a plus n minus 1d up to last, right? So how many terms are this all? These are, friends, these are n terms, because in the first equation and second equation we were having the sum of first n terms or up to the n terms. So these are all the n terms of the AP. How many terms are this all? N, right? So whenever we add this, or if I say for example that if I am writing 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 up to n times, so this can be written n into 1, yes or no? Because we are not going to add like 1 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and up to n, that is n, right? In fact, what we can write down directly is the number, how many times it is repeating, multiplied by that single number. So addition of all this, that will give me, therefore 2s equals to n into 2a plus n minus 1d, because summation of 2a plus n minus 1 into d n times, that gives me n into 2a plus n minus 1 into d, right? And this 2 will go under there, that is s equals to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d, right? So this is the important formula that you are going to remember for finding out the sum of first n terms of an arithmetic progression, that is given by Sn equals to 2a plus n minus 1 in brackets of d, right? Again I am repeating, the summation of first n terms of an arithmetic progression is given by Sn equals to 2a plus n minus 1 into d, right? That is the formula to find out the sum of first n terms of an arithmetic progression. Is it clear, friends? So that is how the formula is being derived. The derivation of the formula here in fact is not required, because the derivation is not asked, but we need to know that how this formula is being derived. Okay, again here the parameters are n, that is number of term, a, that is equals to first term of the AP, d, that is the common difference, right, of the AP. You can see it as of the AP. So these are the parameters that you can come to definition after this formula. Again, what if I go on to simplifying this formula, that is if I write therefore Sn equals to n by 2 into, this 2a, if I write it as a plus n minus 1 into d, friends, what is this? Can you relate this with anything here? Right, that is the formula to find out the nth term of an arithmetic progression. What did I do? I have split that 2a. 2a is written as a plus a. So any one of the a, you add it with a n minus 1 into d. So that becomes a plus n minus 1 into d. Therefore, Sn equals to n by 2 into, can I write it as a plus an, because an equals to a plus n minus 1 into d, right? An equals to a plus n minus 1 into d, the formula to write down the, find out the nth term of an arithmetic progression. But we also know that an can be written as L, so you can also write Sn equals to n by 2 into a plus L. This is the second formula to find out the sum of first n terms of an arithmetic progression. But here the condition goes like with given last term, because here L equals to last term of the AP, right, where L equals to last term of the arithmetic progression. Is it clear, friends? So this is how you can continue with the formula that Sn equals to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d, right? So we are having two formulas here. This is the first one, that Sn equals to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. That is the first formula. And the second one, that is Sn equals to n by 2 into a plus L with given last term L. So these formulas are used to find out the sum of first n terms of an arithmetic progression. Is it clear with this, friends? Right. So let me erase this all, and then we are going to solve or practice some sums related to this, so that you can come to know that how this formula is being used. Okay. Okay, now we are going to solve some sums related to this. Suppose that I am having a condition okay, I am having a question here that find the sum of first 22 terms of the AP. The AP given is 8, 3, minus 2 and so on. 8, 3, minus 2 and so on. So here this is the arithmetic progression given to you. We need to solve for finding out the sum of first 22 terms. So here given AP, that is 8, 3, minus 2 and so on. So we can get, therefore A is equals to 8, the first term, that is 8, the common difference, that is 3 minus 8 minus 5, and n, that is given as 22, right? We need to find out Sn. Therefore using the formula Sn is equals to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So this is the formula here. Let us put down all the values we are having. Therefore S22 equals to 22 upon 2 into 2 into 8 plus 22 minus 1 into minus 5, right? So here what do we get? 22 by 2, that is 11 into 16 plus 21 into minus 5, right? What is 21 into minus 5? Minus 105. Minus 105 plus 16, that is I think 89, minus 89, right? So that becomes 11 into 16 minus 105, that is equals to 11 into minus 89, which is equals to minus 979. So S22 here you will get as minus 979 for the given arithmetic progression. Therefore the sum of first 22 terms of the AP of the AP is minus 979 of the given AP. Let me write minus 979. Is it clear, friends? So that is how you can use the formula of Sn, that is Sn equals to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Now we shall solve some more sums. The second one that I am having, is the second sum is, if the sum of, there are two conditions here with me. The second type of sum, you can say that if the sum of first 14 terms is, terms of an AP is 1050 and its first term is 10, then find its 20th term. If Sn, or the sum of first 14 terms of an AP is 1050 and its first term is 10, then find its 20th term. So here we need to check for the AP whose sum of first 14 terms is 1050. So here, given that A equals to 10 and S14 equals to 1050, right? What do we need to find out is S20, right? Find its, S20 not A20, find its 20th term. That simply means A20. Note the difference, friends. 20th term and sum of first 20 terms are both different, right? 20th terms simply means A20 and sum of first 20 terms simply means S20. The formulas for both the terminologies, 20th term and sum of first 20 terms, are different. So you don't need to confuse in between these two, that whether what to use or what not. So A equals to 10 and S14 equals to 1050. Using the formula Sn equals to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Therefore S14 equals to 14 by 2 into 2 into 10 plus 14 minus 1 into d. See, friends, here we had the value of n and a both. S14, that means here n is equals to 14 and a equals to 10 is already given. So from this we can get the value of d. How? In place of S14, now we shall put that 1050. Therefore 1050 equals to 7 into 20 plus 13d, right? You can cancel this 7 to 1050, that is 7 into 1 7, 7 into 5 35 and 50, that is 150. Therefore 150 equals to 20 plus 13d. Take this 20 here, that is 130 equals to 13d, and hence we get d equals to 10, right? So we got the value of d, the common difference of the AP so formed will be 10. Now the 20th term of the AP is A20, that is equals to A plus 19D, that is 10. I think the first term is 10 plus 19 into 10 again, that is 10 plus 190, and hence the 20th term is 200. right? So we got the 20th term of the AP that is given to us, which is equals to 200, right? So friends, this is how this kind of sums are also being used. See, we are given one condition for sum of first 14 terms, and we are given the second thing, that is the first term. What you need to find out is the 20th term. That means sum is now related to the nth term of an arithmetic progression, right? So the 20th term of the given arithmetic progression is 200. Is it clear? Okay. Now let me solve one more of the another kind of sum. The third one, how many terms of the AP that is given 24, 21, 18 and so on must be taken so that their sum is 78, right? How many terms of the AP must be taken so that their sum is 78? That means we are given the AP here given AP that is 24, 21, 18 and so on, right? And we are also given that their sum is 78. That means Sn equals to 78, for which we need to find out the value of n, right? So we get A, that is 24, D, that is -3, and given Sn equals to 78, for which we need to find out the value of n, right? So using the formula, therefore using the formula, Sn equals to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d, right? That is 78 equals to, n by 2 into 2a, that is 2 into 24 plus n minus 1 into -3. Take this 2 over here, that is 156 equals to n into 48 minus 3n plus 3, right? So here we get 156 equals to n into 51 minus 3n, right? And again 156 equals to 51 n minus 3n square. Is 51 divisible by 3? Yes. Is 156 divisible by 3? Yes. So we can take out 3 common, but first of all let us simplify, taking these two terms here, that is 3n square minus 51n plus 156 equal to 0. Taking 3 common, that will give us n square minus 17n plus 52 equal to 0. Friends, you can clearly see that this is a quadratic equation. Now again comes to the question that how to factorize this. So we can simply factorize this 13 into 4. 13 into 4 is 52, I think, right? So we can directly factorize n square minus 13n minus 4n plus 52 equal to 0. Taking n common, that will give me n minus 13. Again taking minus 4 common, that will again give me n minus 13 equal to 0. Therefore n minus 13 into n minus 4 equal to 0. So we get two values of n, that is n equals to 13 or n equals to 4. You can see, friends, that here we got two values of n. Now whether which value of n is correct, that is the question. So for this specific question here that I have solved, both the values of n will be correct. You can check it out by replacing it here in this formula. Where? Here. Are we getting the answer 156 or not? Here if I put n equals to 13, that is 51 minus 3 into 13, that is 39. 51 minus 13, that is 12, and 12 into 13 is again 156. If I put 4 there, then 51 minus 12, that is 39, and 39 into 4 is again 156. So in both the cases we get same answer. You can substitute it here, 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 anywhere in this equation, because we got these values from this equation by solving these equations, right? So both the values that we got here are correct. That means how many terms must be taken? That either 13 or 4, any of them. So the first 4 terms of the arithmetic progression will give a sum of 78, and also the first 13 terms of the arithmetic progression will also give you a sum of 78, because after some terms you will get negative terms, and negative terms will cope up or will adjust with the positive terms, so you will get the sum of 78. Is it clear with this, friends? So that is about the third kind of sum that we have solved here. Hello. Okay. Now I'm having a sum that gives me an important formula to be remembered. The fourth one, find the sum of first n positive integers. Using this fact, find the sum of first 1000 positive integers. First of all, we need to find out the sum of first n positive integers. Then using that fact, we will find out the sum of first 1000 positive integers, right? So here the first n positive integers are 1, 2, 3, 4 up to n, right? So this is the list of first n positive integers starting from 1. Friends, don't start it with 0, because that is not a positive integer. We have seen in chapter number 1 that integers are being classified into 3 categories, 3 subcategories. The first one is negative integers, the second one is 0 itself, and the third one is a positive integer, because 0 is classified differently in the integers, so we don't need to write down 0 here. Is it clear? If you write down, it won't be mattered, because the addition of 0 in this will be null. So these are the positive integers. Now therefore a equals to 1, d equals to 1, and we know that n is equals to n, because there are n terms and the formula also has n terms. Therefore, using the formula of Sn equals to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Therefore Sn equals to n by 2 into 2 into 1 plus n minus 1 into 1, right? That will give me n by 2 into 2 plus n minus 1. Is it clear, friends? Because n minus 1 into 1 is n minus 1 and 2 into 1 is 2. Don't cut this 2 and 2 here. Subtract these 2 because this 2 inside the bracket is different from this n by 2, right? That is equals to n by 2 into 2 minus 1 1, and hence that will give you n plus 1. Therefore Sn equals to n into n plus 1 by 2. That is to be remembered, friends, whenever you want to find out the sum of first n positive integers, right? So the formula to get the sum of first n positive integers directly is Sn equals to n into n plus 1 by 2, or simply n by 2 into n plus 1. Both the things are correct, right? If you speak n into n plus 1 by 2, or if you speak n by 2 into n plus 1, both the things are correct. Now we need the sum of first 1000 positive integers. Therefore let n equals to 1000, right? What we shall do here is let n equals to 1000. Therefore S 1000 equals to 1000 into 1000 plus 1 upon 2. You can cut this 1000 to and 2 by 500, so that will give me 500 into 1001, which is equals to 500500, and this is the answer, right? So the sum of first 1000 positive integers is 500500. Is it clear, friends? Right? So that is how you can get the sum of first n positive integers and also the sum of first 1000 positive integers. Is it clear, everyone? Okay, now let us try to solve some more. The fifth one, that gives me a question here that sum the following. Under that, the first one is 7 plus 10 integer 1 by 2 plus 14 plus up to 84. Okay, so we need to sum this up, we need to add this all. So friends, coming to the AP here, A equals to 7, D that is equals to 10 integer 1 by 2 minus 7. What is 10 integer 1 by 2 minus 7? Can you write it directly as 3 integer 1 by 2? Yes or no? 10 integer 1 by 2 simply means 10.5 minus 7, that will be 3.5, which is equals to 3 integer 1 by 2. Yes or no? And we also know that there is a last term given, so we can directly use that fact here, that L is equals to 84. Is it clear or not? Or AN equals to L equals to 84. Now using the formula, what formula shall we use here? We shall use the second formula that we got, because here direct L is available, so why should we go for n by 2 into 2a plus n minus d? That becomes a long simplification. So using the formula Sn equals to n by 2 into a plus L, therefore Sn equals to n. We don't know n, friends, so what to be done here? First first of all we shall use the formula to find out n. Now, so here we shall use the formula of Sn. Sn, that is equals to n by 2 into a plus l. So that is the first one. Now, using an equals to a plus n minus 1 into d. We are having an, a and d. So d, this can be written as 3 integer 1 by 2 or 7 by 2 also, right? Or you can also write it as 3.5. Therefore 84 equals to 7 plus n minus 1 into 7 by 2. I am writing as 7 by 2. Therefore 84 equals to 7 plus 7n by 2 minus 7 by 2. What is 7 minus 7 by 2? That is again 7 by 2, right? Therefore 84 equals to 7 by 2 plus 7n by 2. You can take this 2 common. Therefore 84 equals to 7 into n plus 1 by 2. 7 can be cancelled by 12, and 12 into 2 is 24. So 24 equals to n plus 1, hence n equals to 23. So friends, here see, we got the value of n. So whenever these kind of questions are asked, that you are given an arithmetic progression directly and said that sum the following, that means here two parameters are unknown. Which are the two parameters unknown? First one is n, and then we get Sn. So first of all we are going to use this fact that an equals to a plus n minus 1 into d to find out the value of n. Now from equation number 1, Sn equals to 23 by 2 into 7 plus 84. So 7 plus 84 gives me 91. That is equals to 23 into 91 by 2. What is 23 into 91, friends? Right? That gives me an answer which is equals to 2093 upon 2. So that is my S23. Right? Is it clear, friends? So that is how we can find out the sum of first n terms of an arithmetic progression. Okay? First n terms. The terms here we are not knowing that how many terms are there present. So in this way we can find out the first n terms of the arithmetic progression. Now we shall solve some more sums related to the topic. Okay. The second kind of sum is again sum the following, in that the question here with me is 0.6, 1.7, 2.8 up to 100 terms. 0.6, 1.7, 2.8 up to 100 terms. That means you need to sum up these all up to 100 terms, right? So here a, that is 0.6, we know that difference is equals to 1.1, and n we already know, friends, because it is said up to 100 terms. So in this again you don't need to find out the value of n, that how many terms are there. You can directly get the number of terms given here. Therefore using the formula, which formula we shall use, that Sn equals to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d, right? Because see, friends, we are not given the last term, and it would be foolishness that if we first of all find out the last term and then use the formula Sn equals to n by 2 into a plus l. Therefore S100 is equals to 100 by 2 into 2 into 0.6 plus n minus 1, that is 100 minus 1 into 1.1, right? So the simplification will be somewhat difficult if you feel like this. That is equals to 100 by 2 into 1.2 plus 99 into 1.1. Right? What is 99 into 1.1? $108.9. Yes or no? So that is equals to 100 by 2 into 1.2 plus 108.9. Right? Add this both, 108.9 plus 1.2, that is 110.1. Yes or no? So that is 100 by 2 into 110.1. Okay. Multiplying these two, 100 into 110.1. So that will give me 5505. So that is 11010, right? That is equals to 11010 divided by 2. That is 5505. So S100, the sum of first 100 terms of the given arithmetic progression is 5505. Is it clear, friends? Right? So the sum of first 100 terms of the given arithmetic progression is 5505, or simply 555. So these were the sums in which the formula of Sn was used. Now let us use somewhat tricky sums that can be asked. This kind of sums, friends, mainly is being asked in a 1-mark question or maximum in a 2-mark question. But the sums that we are going to solve now can be asked in the examination for higher marks, right? Okay. Now, I'm having a question here that these kind of questions, see friends, these are the direct questions. Direct question simply means that you will be given the data directly and you just need to find out the unknown thing. 6. In an AP, the first one, in an AP, that means all these questions are for an AP. Given A equals to 5, D equals to 3, AN equals to 50, find N and Sn. Right, we need to find out the values of N and Sn both. So first of all, what we shall do, we shall use the formula of An to find out the value of N, because we cannot directly get the value of N. So first of all, we shall use that. Using An equals to A plus N minus 1 into D. See friends, here we are having An, A and D. What we are not having is N. Therefore 50 is equals to 5 plus n minus 1 into 3. Therefore 50 is equals to 5 plus 3n minus 3. What is 5 minus 3? 2, right? Therefore 50 equals to 2 plus 3n. Therefore 3n is equals to 48, and hence n is equals to 16. So that is the first one that we require. We require n. Now this an given here is actually L also. Now using Sn equals to n by 2 into a plus L, that is 16 by 2 into 5 plus 50, which is equals to 16 into 55 by 2. You can cancel this out by 8. So that is 8 into 5, 40, and that is 44. So the answer here is S16 is equals to 440. Right? So we got the answer of Sn also, or simply S16, that is 440. Is it clear, friends? Right? So in this way this can be asked here, right? Now we shall use some more related to this given. A12 given A12 is equal to 37, D is equal to 3. Find A and S12. See friends, what we are given here is A12 is given, D is given. We need to find out the value of A and also S12. Therefore here using what we shall use, An is equals to A plus n minus 1 into D. Therefore let us take n equals to 12. So we shall get that A12. Therefore, or let n equals to 12. Therefore A12 is equals to, what is A? A we need to find out, and 12 minus 1 into 3. What is A12 given? That is 37 is equals to A plus 11 into 3. Therefore A is equals to 37 minus 33 equal to 4. So we got A is equals to 4 here, right? What do we get? A equals to 4. Now S12. So using the formula, what formula shall we use here? That is Sn. Now using Sn equals to n by 2 into A plus L. So if we take again n equals to 12 here, what we shall get? Therefore S12 equals to 12 by 2 into 4 plus, that is 37. So if n equals to 12, then A12 will be the last term. So we can take this An or A12 is equals to L, right? Why? Because we have taken n is equals to 12. So if we take n equals to 12, A12 will be the last term, that is equals to 6 into 41, and that is 246. Therefore S12 is here as 246. Is it clear, friends? Right? So the given data is A12 and D, and we got to find out the values of A and S12. Okay? Now the next case is somewhat of a reverse type. We are given D. Given D equals to 5, S9 is equals to 75. Find A and A9, right? We need to find out A and A9, so that is exact reverse case, right? Sn is given, now we need to find out An. So using what we shall first of all find out is A. How? Using the formula Sn. Using Sn equals to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Let n equals to 9. Therefore, S9 equals to 9 by 2, 2a plus 9 minus 1 into 5. What is S9 given? That is 75 is equals to 9 by 2 into 2a plus 9 minus 1 is 8, and 8 into 5 is 40. Right? Therefore, 75 into 2 is 150 equals to 9 into 2a plus 40. Therefore, 150 equals to 18a plus 360. Is it clear? Therefore, 18a is equals to minus 210, and hence a equals to minus 210 upon 18. Can you cancel this out by 9? No, 3. Yes, 3 can be cancelled out. So let us cancel out 6 and 70. Again you can cancel it out by 2, I think, 35. Therefore, a equals to minus 35 by 3. Right? A equals to minus 35 by 3. So we got the answer here, that is minus 35 by 3. What is this? A. We got the value of A. Now we need to find out the value of An. Therefore, using An is equals to A plus n minus 1 into D. Therefore, An, that is A9 equals to A, that is 35 by 3 minus plus 9 minus 1 into 5, right? Which is equals to minus 35 by 3 plus 9 minus 1, 8, 8 into 5, 40, right? First of all, what we are going to do here is we are going to take the LCM. So we shall make the common denominator, that is minus 35 plus 120 whole divided by 3, and that is that will be minus 85 by 3. Therefore, A9 is minus, sorry, not minus, it will be plus, friends, my mistake, 85 by 3, right? So the ninth term, or A9 here, is 85 by 3, and the first term A is minus 35 by 3. Is it clear, friends? Okay, good. Now let us try to solve some more sums here related to this same topic, so that we can practice to the most. Friends, see, there are some more sums related to this same topic in the textbook. You can go on, look there in the textbook for the questions, right? And then you try to solve the remaining by yourself, because it is not possible for me to solve all the sums here on board, right now in this lecture. So what I am going to do is, I have solved some 3 or 4 sums, or some 4 or 5 sums here related to this topic. There are some more 5 or 6 sums. You try to solve it by yourself and tally the answers with the textbook. If you get the answer, that means you have practiced it perfectly. Okay. Now let me solve the 4th one. That is given A equals to 8, An 62, Sn 210. Find N and D? See, this is somewhat a very good question here, friends. We are not knowing the value of N and D both. We need to find out them. And these two are the very important parameters of this chapter, whether to find out N and whether to find out the value of D. So here, using An equals to A plus N minus 1 into D. Therefore, 62 is equals to 8 plus N minus 1 into D, right? And we can find out that N minus 1 into D, that is equals to 54. That is the first question. Okay, friends, now let us keep it as it is. Now, using Sn, that is N by 2 into 2A plus N minus 1 into D. Therefore, what is Sn given? 210 is equals to N by 2, 2 into 8 plus, see friends, what is this? N minus 1 into D, and we got the value of N minus 1 into D here, that is plus 54 by equation number 1, right? Therefore, 210 is equals to N by 2 into 16 plus 54, that will be equals to 70, right? Yes or no, friends? Okay. Therefore, 210 equals to N by 2 into 70. You can cancel it out by 3, and hence N is equals to 6 directly. You can get it. N equals to 6. This 2 is multiplied here by 3. So that N equals to 6. Substitute N equals to 6 in equation number 1. We get 6 minus 1 into D is equals to 54. Therefore, D is equals to 54 upon 5. So we got the answer that N is equals to 6 and D is equals to 54 upon 5. Is it clear, friends? So this is the fourth one. That was very important because we need to solve this N minus 1. What you will do when you will come to a question like this, you will solve this, you will solve the bracket here, right? That means you will multiply that D inside and you will come to a conclusion that, sir, we are not getting the answer that how to solve whether this. So what we are going to do is we are going to make this N minus 1 into D as a subject, and whenever this N minus 1 D appears here, at that time we are going to simply replace the value of N minus 1 into D, that is 54, here in this equation, so that we can directly now get rid of this N minus 1 into D, and we are only available with a single parameter, that is N, so that we get the value of N first. Once we get the value of N, this value of N is being replaced here in this equation number 1. So this N, 6 minus 1 is 5 into D is 54, hence D is equals to 54 by 5. Okay, now let us solve one more, the last one, I think, according to me, that given A equals to 3, D equals to, sorry, my mistake, friends, N equals to 8, Sn equals to 192, find D. We are only given Sn, we are not given An, we are not given anything. We just need to find out the value of D. So here, using Sn equals to N by 2 into 2A plus N minus 1 into D. We are having A, we are having N, sorry, we are having A, we are having D, and we are having Sn. We just don't have is D. Therefore, 192 equals to, see friends, we are not having N also. So, sorry, my mistake, we are having n. 8 by 2 into 2 into 3 plus 8 minus 1 into d. Therefore 192 equals to 4 into 6 plus 7d. Can you cancel this out by 4? 4 into 4 is 16, remainder 3, 32, 4 into 8 is 32. So 48, 96 and 192, good. Therefore 48 equals to 6 plus 7d. Therefore 42 equals to 70, and hence d is equals to 6. Right? So this was those kind of sums that in which the data was directly given to you. Data was directly given to you, that means we were given a and d and so on, right? So this is how the formula of Sn is to be used, right? Now in the next lecture we are going to study about how the data type questions related to the sum to n terms of an arithmetic progression is being used, and how these all sums can be solved. Okay friends?